I stay with the heat even though I'm a sad boy. You better watch the way you breathe around me for that breath be your last boy. I've been drinking red, boy. I've been chopping down these birds, McCoy. No, I bet my rich in really 9 months. Overseas, kind of skin.
We will open up on what many might find to be a bizarre scene, with Luffy sitting at a desk with glasses on and writing out something. He looked very serious as well, and in then walked Chopper at that moment. Luffy, everyone's asking where you are. What are you doing? As he turns in his chair, his goofy nature returns. You see, my little man, this is how we beat a warlord. Oh, really? You really figured out everything? Well, the rest of it's gonna be improv, but honestly, it's gonna be a spectacle. I'm pulling out one of my best hands. As Chopper tilts his head at this, Luffy then turns and runs past him shouting, "Alright, time for some fun." "I thought you were gonna be super serious though," said Chopper. "Get used to that, little buddy." "What's got you so happy?" asked Usopp. Luffy perches on the rail, saying that he had a plan to take down Crocodile. "You said he swayed everyone to his side, right?" "Yes, in the people's eyes, Crocodile is, a hero. Even after all that shit he's done," says Zoro. "He must be some real mastermind." "It was actually pretty simple," said Luffy. "I heard on the news recently of dance powder. You see, it's forbidden to use that stuff. Crocodile must have stuffed it in something being delivered to the king, and then used someone who had a devil fruit, to trick the other people so they fell to his side." Wait, that actually makes sense," said Vivi. "You really think that he'd do that? Warlords aren't... The warlord system sucks, you know. People join that just to get benefits. They're pirates, so it kind of makes sense," says Luffy. "He's trying to pull one over the government. Besides, there's another warlord I heard that, was a king in Dressrosa, was it?" "And you figured this all out in the span of 5 minutes," says Sanji. "Well, that and a lot of wine. It helps me think. Look, when we get to Alabasta, I have a plan. That's all you need to know. I'll fill you in since we're gonna have to leave behind Mary. It's a long journey, honestly." As they all nod, events then eventually play out the same. They meet Bon Clay, but Luffy knew who he must have been when he changed his face and body, and the missing variable filled itself in. This is how Crocodile would seal the deal with framing the king. This was nothing more than just a guess, of course, but it was a very good one. But he still likes the guy, and Luffy likes of course we all love Bon Clay. He's the GOAT. He's gonna give him a chance and also use him in part of his own plan. So after a bit of traveling, they arrive at the coast of Nanohana, and behind them were a lot of Baroque Works ships, which freaks them out as they get off the boat. "Oh, come on, they're already on our trail? I guess Mary needs to rest in Babylon then," said Luffy. As he held his hand forward, Mary begins to fade to dust, freaking out Chopper, who cries saying Mary's dying. "It's okay, it's just storage. She's gonna be fine," says Sanji. "Oh, okay. I guess I'm just not used to this stuff yet." And as if he wasn't already having a hard time adjusting, a rifle is dropped in his hand and he looks down at it, his eyeballs popping out as Luffy walks past him, handing Usopp a necklace. "It protects you from all projectiles, so don't worry." "That's perfect. I don't even need to get cover. Thanks, Luffy." "Nami, you still have access to my scythe, so when you need it, just call its name." "Oh, Chopper, take that one form." Which one? Wait, this one? No. This one? No. How about this?" "Yep." Chopper now stands in his jumping point, and the hanging rifle over his neck makes him look very impressive, but he gets embarrassed, of course, as he says to shut up, which they find adorable. They then start to move in, and Luffy gives them clothes to hide themselves and blend in. But as they walk and begin to disperse, Zoro asks, "Why are we really here?" "Well, I need to meet someone. Also, just to explore. I need to get an idea of what state the kingdom is in." "I never seen you so focused," said Vivi. "Of course I am. This is for a friend. If anyone attacks you, protect yourself, alright? I'll bear responsibility, but don't go overboard." "Roger." And just like that, they all split up. Luffy heads to a restaurant as he comes to see a familiar back. "Huh, Smokey?" As he turns, Smoker sees Luffy, allowing Luffy to see Ace, who is right behind him and he was talking to, and Ace shouts, "Hey Luffy! Ace!" "Straw Hat, you're under arrest." Blitzing Luffy, Smoker swings with the Seastone Prism, stick or whatever, baton, but he catches it and strikes it with an elbow, shattering it, shocking Smoker, who watches Luffy's arm be coated with black armor and he's sent flying through the roof with an uppercut. "Ugh! How did he hit me? What was that power?" Ace then runs to Luffy meanwhile, and they both run out together, giving a little hug to each other, and the owner slowly stands from behind the counter he was hiding behind, and is startled from falling debris, my bad. And he's just wondering, just why did this have to happen to me? Meanwhile, the brothers catch up. "Dude, I haven't seen you in so long. You're telling me, last thing I knew, I saw your face on a bounty poster. They made you look like some sort of villain. Oh, Marines. Oh, there's actually Marines. They start casually running as they see a whole horde of them, and they're making their way past citizens and telling them to evacuate so they can get these criminals. Just then, though, they both run by Zoro, Vivi, and Usopp, who are hiding. He's already got a bunch on his tail, says Zoro. They knew we were coming here, they're tracking us. It must have been Crocodile, said Vivi. He's playing both sides. Quickly coming out of hiding, Zoro attacks, and though scared, Usopp does as well, and the swordsman comes in with the crescent slash, stopping a bunch of them in their tracks, right as one of them is hit over the head, falling to the floor out cold. You better keep your hands off Luffy. Ace and Luffy stop with Ace asking, so that's your crew. Nice. Yep. I'm so proud of them. Just then, from above and behind, a light blast crashes into the horde of Marines, and they look up to see Chopper leap from roof to another and another while shooting down many of them. Taking out someone else, he then lands before Zoro, his hat hiding his face and his tall stature scaring the Marines. They begin to flee and cower, and Zoro seemed like a demon to them already. Not bad, said Zoro. I'm not gonna let them touch my friends, said the reindeer. Usopp from afar fires a fire star, and a whole fight begins to break out, which Luffy and Ace join with bare fists while having a whole conversation. Kicking a Marine to the ground, Luffy asks, so, what's on your mind lately? Ace dodges a bullet from behind saying, oh, just chasing some traitor, you know. Ever heard of Blackbeard? Oh yeah, he was on this one island we were on. Yeah, I went there to look for him, but he ran away, little rat. With these words, Ace punches a Marine to the floor just as they all find the enemies have been taken care of, and they all lay on the ground beaten, and Chopper asks from a roof, are we leaving now? Yeah, I think this is best, said Luffy. Vimana. From above him flies out his aircraft, and Chopper is the first to land on it, exiting his form and sitting down and just relaxing from this, murderous demeanor, and everyone else joins him, and they fly around picking up Nami, Vivi, and Sanji, and then they take to the sea. So who's this guy, asks Zoro. Say hello to my big brother Ace. Oh, can't forget the shield. Your brother? Yep. Thanks for joining his crew. I'm pretty sure he gave you no choice. Yeah, nope, they all say. Luffy then fixes up setting up the ship and the whole shield and says, you guys made it sound so bad. Oh, you getting off here? Yep, I'll meet you again probably. I'm gonna stick around. Are you fighting Crocodile? Yeah, he made Vivi mad. Ace then looks to who he assumes is Vivi, since she looks so exotic, and puts a thumbs up. Good luck. Thank you, I'm sure I'll need it. Ace then backflips off Vimana, waving goodbye as he flies off. In this timeline, Ace has learned to fly, no longer needing a boat, which I always thought made more sense. Basically, all Logia should be able to do something that basic, especially if they're made of a certain element that's, well, a power source. Anyway, along the way, some people try to fight him like in the usual timeline. He blows them away with a fire fist, lighting the sea with flames and giving them a farewell, for now at least. Your brother's amazing, says Sanji. Yep, he's always been like that. Alright, now let's go find that rebel leader guy and kick his teeth in. What? No, I don't want any more bloodshed. Didn't you say you had a plan, said Vivi? I thought you said there were rebels, said Zoro. You really think you can just keep everyone safe from them without any bloodshed? Nope, we're kicking Crocodile's teeth in. And our rebel leader. Luffy, I don't care, said Luffy. This is the real world, Vivi. You really don't know who Crocodile is, do you? Biting her lip, Vivi is made to feel naive, but says Luffy can easily take care of him without hurting him. So you have the high ground anyway. You know this guy, don't you? Vivi shows she clearly knows specifically the rebel leader because she's too close on this, and Luffy of course considered it. But Luffy also says, keep this in mind. A leader can't be so quick to try and save everyone. We're your friends. We're fine with putting our lives on the line for you. Luffy. He's right, Vivi Swan. We're already involved, right? So might as well do what we can. Don't mind it. She would then begin to cry, feeling she had truly been blessed by good friends. Meanwhile, Baroque Work agents have met up to talk about the Straw Hats and, of course, killed them. Jesus Christ, the contrast is crazy. Meanwhile, the Straw Hats head to Yuba. There, they meet Koza's father, and the place that he used to live is no more. To, Koza's father, says the rebels are now elsewhere in Katorea. Oh, I'm saying that right. Because they have time, Luffy gets an idea and improvises on the spot. Okay, I'll head to Katorea, you guys head to Rain Base, and Karoo, I have a special job for you. As Karoo tilts his head, a plan is put into action. The Straw Hats head to Rain Base, and when they actually get there, I'll talk about it later, I'm not going to cover it right now. They're gonna send Karoo to Cobra and he will receive a message from him. As for Crocodile, he has a different plan on how to truly get rid of Alabasta and take control, and speaks to those who have actually truly met him, because no one else has met him up to this point. How can she even stop those rebels? Asked Bon Clay. She can't. Neither her or that Straw Hat can. There are tons of them, but they are childhood friends, said Crocodile. If they meet the rebels, their hearts will soften. We cannot allow such a thing. They cannot meet. As night falls, meanwhile, Karoo reaches the palace and Luffy arrives where the rebels are. As for Cobra, he has his men at his side when he receives the message, and this is when he just completely kind of loses it. He was a government official. I never thought he would do such a thing. He takes his seat on his bed asking, what else does it say? It's not really specific, but it says not to do anything yet, said Chaka. What? Said Pelt. Really? Yes, Vivi has found a powerful backer. He is said to already be willing to take on the rebels and talk to them. I think this may be the best way to end this conflict, Your Highness. Cutting to Koza, meanwhile, however, he says, hell no, I don't believe you. Right, of course you don't, said Luffy. That's why I brought this. He hands the leader of the rebels a golden transponder, and all his subordinates listen, still wondering where the guy came from and if he's truly just a pirate. Hey, Koza, can you hear me? Vivi? Is that Vivi? It's really her. Don't lose composure, said Koza. It's been a while, Vivi. Look, I would love to catch up, but you really need to listen to Luffy. My father didn't do those things. He never would. This is Crocodile's plan. The moment you head to fight, a huge war will occur. This is how he wants to distract us. Rumors begin to spread through the rebels, as this actually makes a lot of sense because Crocodile is just some foreigner in the end. People trust him way too much, and it's like he thrives off of their love. He has no reason to even be here, and by far, he's the most pirate at heart. He's the most suspicious. And you sent this one guy here against all of us. You really trust me that much? Asked Koza. Oh, I don't need any help holding all of you back. If I need to, trust me. 7,000 is nothing to me, said Luffy. Though Luffy may sound a bit crazy, and his eyes are no different, he shows no lies, and it makes them wonder if he's a really good bluffer or just something else. Just stay here, alright? I'm gonna expose him. I have my way, said Luffy, but for now I'm your guest, so please take care of me. This guy is so strange, thought Koza, but every word he says, I believe him. At the city port of Nanohana, meanwhile, King Cobra makes himself known, makes an entrance with soldiers behind him, and people make way for him, and he approaches and it makes them obviously cower. They don't know if they can trust him anymore. He's not the rightful king they once thought he was. Then he starts to do something. Raising his arms to the sky, he declares, burn the city to the ground. His soldiers move, hacking at citizens and torching homes, lighting everything ablaze as panic spreads, when a blinding light then fills the skies, taking everyone's attention. The approaching Baroque works ship looks up, beginning to realize something right as Mr. One tells them all to get down, and as they do, they are completely speared by a blast of light and are destroyed as their entire fleet is just obliterated. Straw Hat, said Cobra, showing a smile that didn't belong to him, as Luffy descended in Vimana, containing Cobra and Koza, the true Cobra. It's the king. But how? It can't be. As Vimana descends and fades away, Koza and Cobra step out, with Bon Clay realizing that the jig is up and transforming to himself again, shocking everyone. They realize they had been tricked. Go on, my babies, cause chaos. No. Luffy said this with a gaze that held no contempt as gates appear above each and every one of Bon Clay's subordinates, piercing their cranium with light as they fall. Their knightly robes fall off to show they were just hooligans and pillagers. Sorry I had to end this way, said Luffy. I kinda considered you a friend. That's just how the seas is, my friend. They're harsh waters. A light then pierces his brain as well, with Bon Clay falling while wearing a smile, and Cobra raises his hand. As you have seen, my people, I have never been against you. This man, he's the one who works under Crocodile. The man who framed me, the man who wanted us to fight. But I came here to apologize, that this king of yours hasn't been able to do anything. Now I'm here, and I'm here to stay. Exploding into applause, everyone's eyes open. They realize the deception, and if Koza, who famously hates Cobra, now consider him like a good enough ally to stand beside him, then it must mean that they were truly tricked. Luffy grabs Bon Clay, putting him over his shoulder, and says, thanks for the acting. Anytime, Luffy. Luffy, shouldn't you be getting to Rain Base? Asked Koza. Oh yeah, don't worry, Chaka and Pell are already there and Vivi's gonna be fine until I make it. A few hours later at Rain Base, we see the Straw Hats had just escaped Crocodile, and with them is Smoker. This is due to Mr. Prince or Sanji, who was doing some work in the background as always. And as they run through the streets, they eventually come to a stop, with Nami receiving a call from Luffy. Hey, we're in deep shit right now. Crocodile can't be held off anymore. Is that Straw Hat, thought Smoker? Did he orchestrate this? Got it, said Luffy. I can see Rain Base right now. Just get out of there. I'll beat the shit out of Crocodile. Roger. I can't believe we're really this far into this, said Usopp. Wait a minute, what are you gonna do? Asked Zoro. He readied his blade and catches the eye of someone on the street. And this is when the Straw Hats realize that Smoker can just capture them and they wouldn't be able to do much. But he just sighs. Get out of here. Huh? Next time I'll be stronger, and I'll smother your captain before bringing him to justice. As they begin to run off, however, Zoro says good luck with that. No one can beat Luffy. As for Luffy, meanwhile, he spears the sky, making his way over, keeping calm and analyzing the area with his observation, and he sees a giant crab be brought over by Chopper, and they get everyone on there, but Crocodile then catches up to them and tries to hook Vivi with this massive hook. No, Vivi, let her go! Just then, in the corner of his eye, Crocodile finds a blade at his face and is slashed as he screams, letting go of Vivi. As she hangs in the air about to plummet and most likely die is when she's caught by Usopp and Nami, who shout for her to hang on. She nods and with all their strength they pull her on and begin to take her away. Vivi would land safely, looking to Luffy, who lands before Crocodile, holding his eye in pain. Don't be late, Luffy. I want to show you the true Alabasta, you hear me? As he raises his hand, the one that bore the cross they all now have, he gives her the answer to everything she needs to know. And from a gate, a little device floats out as Crocodile with anger shouts, releasing a blast of sand towards Luffy, who takes to the skies, releasing many blades that cut through this attack, reaching and cutting Crocodile, who tries to dart off. You don't know who the hell you're messing with, bastard. Oh, I'm pretty sure I know, cockroach. Desert Spada! With a shout, Crocodile launches massive blades of sand towards Luffy, who pulls back his blades to make a shield for him before they then explode with Haki, blowing everything away. And from behind Crocodile, he barely senses and contorts his body to sand, avoiding a lightning strike, which is bounced back by a mirror Luffy brings out, striking him as he screams with agony. Luffy's blades then fade away as he touches ground with his feet and begins to march towards Crocodile, who shouts, "Who are you?" Monkey D. Luffy. With the wave of his hand, Crocodile swallows up Luffy with a tornado of sand that begins to expand, revolving around Luffy and creating blades that then close in on the pirate, who blocks each and every one flawlessly before then covering the blade he brings out with Haki. And with a scream, he stabs into the sand, releasing an explosion of this energy, and he runs through this tornado for Crocodile, who begins to fly off, turning his legs to sand or releasing more spikes. Desert Grande Espada. Luffy tastes the skies as well, quickly reaching and striking a Crocodile, who blocks with his hook, and both their arms get covered with Haki. Why did you do this? Any of this? Was it just for kicks, you bastard? Asked Luffy. He pushes him down as Crocodile crashes, releasing a massive rise of sand, which is then blown away to show him as he shouts, I could have had my kingdom, my oasis, my own paradise, if only you didn't exist, Straw Hat. You don't deserve a kingdom. The Nefertaris earn what they have by earning the people's trust. You just stole it. And so what? The weak will always fall to the strong. It's the law of the world, Straw Hat. You'll see when you get to the new world that monsters aren't enough to describe your future enemies. He creates another massive sand that he hurls at Luffy that turns to an explosion of bullets, when in Luffy's hand then appears the same stone tablet, which erupts a beam of light that travels, turning these bullets to glass and reaching Crocodile, who isn't able to escape as he will be struck dead in his tracks. Back at Rain Base, Luffy used a massive lens connected to the small device that he popped up at the beginning of the fight to show everything to everyone. He set it up there in advance, and Crocodile's words and everything he was trying to build up will just crumble in the eyes and ears of every single person he tricked. His empire was nothing now, turned to glass that will shatter like, well, he is right now. He's just a frozen statue of crystal. This should hold you long enough for the rains to pick you up and lock you up forever. As he flies off, indeed Smoker and his squad saw this and ran to the place they were at, and there they find no Luffy, but they find a beaten Crocodile. He beat a Warlord, said Tashigi. How are we ever gonna face him? It was this easy for him? We aren't. It's too dangerous, but next time we face them, we'll be stronger. With a snore, we open up on a new scene with everyone now being at Alubarna in the room given to them, that being the Straw Hats, who watch Luffy snoring like a pig. I feel like he's doing it on purpose, said Nami. Wake up! Okay. As he sits up, everyone screams at him, wondering why the hell he was faking his sleep, and Luffy laughs, saying that he was sleeping. How long's it been? 3 days, said Chopper. 3 days? Damn. Did I miss out on all the food? And then while Zoro says, oh, you're awake. Hey Zoro, seriously though, when do we eat? It's about time I got a taste of that Alabastian hospitality. This is all your fault, Vivi. Why did you have to tell him that, asked Usopp? Well, it just so happens that Sanji is in the kitchen right now with the tablecloth, said Vivi. Oh, then please disregard this brave warrior's last words, said Usopp. I am tired and hungry. As everyone chuckles, Vivi says noted, saying they should go enjoy themselves, and they do, with them going to the dining room, enjoying themselves, spraying their infectious energy, and then they go enjoy a bath, and as night falls, the next day, the Straw Hats are unfortunately gone. That very same day is when the Straw Hats, actually see rainfall, but they weren't there with Vivi, and she wishes that they were here because, she wanted to enjoy this with her friends. But the Straw Hats were waiting for her, and while they were, Zoro reads a newspaper saying, hey Luffy, they give us a bunch of bounties. Am I on there? Asked Sanji. No, but Chopper is, and me, and Usopp. What? As they all come to look except for Luffy, here are the following bounties. Monkey D. Luffy, 200 million berries. Roro Zoro, 60 million berries. Yeti, aka Chopper, that's his nickname now, 20 million berries. And Sniper Usopp, 10 million. Me? I'm on a bounty, Luffy. Look, look. He holds the newspaper to Luffy, who turns on Mary's head saying, why do you think I had you transform for? No way. Are you serious? Never underestimate me, children. I have my ways. His arrogance makes them want to bring him down a notch with the punch, while Chopper just thinks he's cool, and this is when they all hear a voice and look to the shore. Hey guys, Vivi, crew, come on, get on board, we're waiting for you. No way, said Luffy. He made his way off of Mary's head, flying forward, asking if she made her decision, and honestly, they all think that it's a no-brainer, but Vivi says that she can't come. My coronation is tomorrow. I love this country, and I can't just leave, but we can meet again, right? As friends? Of course we can, Vivi. Take care of yourself, okay? Crew, don't do anything crazy, said Chopper. Because the Marines weren't here yet, they were actually able to say goodbye properly, swearing on the crosses on their arms that their friendship would last forever. Stay safe, everyone. Oh, Marine ships. Oh no. Noticing the Marines, Luffy smiles, saying they should put on a show, summoning his stone tablet with marks appearing on each straw hat. One on Sanji's face, one on Usopp's right palm, one on Nami's right arm, one on Chopper's chest, and one on Zoro's chest as well, when he then puts Kuina's blade in his mouth, and everyone readies their weapons. Chopper enters his jump point as he, Nami, and Usopp call the true names of the items given to them, and just then they reach the Marines' fleet, and they are met by Hina. The pirates jump off their ships and head for hers, as she then swings her arms and turns it to bars, and she swings at all of them, but this is blown away by a light bullet from Chopper, who lands behind her. Ooh, she's pretty, said Sanji. Yeah, just leave her to me, said Nami, as she swings down, cutting through space and stabbing the Marine from behind as she explodes with electricity. You can thank Usopp for the improvements. As they start a massacre, the Marines are forced to use everything they can, and unfortunately, they can't win. They didn't even hurt them that much. Like, it was only like slight bruises and stuff, because the crew isn't trying to become that kind of crew. Honestly, though, they don't really try to hurt them that much as well. They're One Piece characters as well, so no one ever dies. Also, their durability is fucking insane. After such a wonderful victory, though, they're all left depressed, saying one thing: we miss Vivi. Well, stop whining, says Zoro. If you wanted her that bad, you could have just kidnapped her. We're pirates, you know that, right? You're so mean, Zoro. Don't you have any emotions? Mosshead. Jerk. Zoro's anger grows as he says to shut up, when just from the side of their ship strolls up a certain animal, and Zoro gets on guard. But they'll see Miss All Sunday, who waves to them on her tortoise. Moments later, she sits on their ship, everyone wary of her as she sits at a table, and her turtle had left. What do you want? Shouts Nami. I lost quite a lot because of you guys, she said. So? Asked Usopp. I want to join your crew, if the offer is still on the table. Oh yeah, sure. Luffy, what are you doing? Have you gone crazy? She worked for Crocodile, and now she doesn't. Welcome to the Straw Hat Pirates. That's what they're calling us, so might as well roll with it. Told you guys it was a good name. And though they don't trust her, she entrances them all eventually with her background in archaeology, and for Sanji, she's a woman. That's enough. On the way though, they're met by a falling ship leading to a whole mess of complications. I will not cover that because goddamn Oda, sometimes you go too in depth, my bro. You be going way too deep into it. All right, I'm not covering that shit. So they meet a monkey who excavates sunken ships, and so much more shit happens that I really am not gonna cover because fuck that. But as you can tell, like I said, this gives me a headache. We're just gonna go to Jaya. In hopes of getting to the Sky Island, they head there, and upon arriving to the city, Luffy and Zoro start to set off when Luffy says, man, there's a lot of interesting characters. Hey, wait for me. They turn back and see Nami as she runs up. You guys are gonna do something crazy and delay us for no reason, aren't you? What? No. I can literally see the urge all over your face. I'm coming with you. I have the climate site anyway. I'll be fine. And so they leave together, explore the area, reaching a nice resort, which is a contrast to the dangerous streets filled with people who are looking at Luffy and his friends like they were gonna kill them, gut them, and crap. Should we rent a place? Asked Luffy. Well, if we need a base for a while, we're definitely gonna need a place like this. I don't think we're gonna find much then, said Zoro. Most people don't believe in a floating island, you know. Wait, please, you can't walk in here. The three then turn to see the owner of this area, who frantically rubs his hands together. But before he can get them away from here so he can have some business, he notices Luffy's luxurious clothes, and at this time he's once again wearing what should be appropriate for a place like Alabasta. He kept it because it was a nice fit, but this time he wore a golden gauntlet on his right arm because he thought it looked cool, and it does. The merchant, however, has to get himself out of his own head for his, need for business, and obviously this guy is loaded. He says, no, regardless of whether or not you can pay me, this resort has already been rented by... He's then interrupted by a loud thud and turns, asking Big Knife if he and the people are enjoying the stay. Big Knife exits with his arm around a girl, asking, who are these Before he can even continue his words, he gazes at Luffy, as do his men, who see he is practically glowing the air of superiority they wish they had, and he stops, clearing his throat. Hey, pretty boy, you probably don't want to stick around. Oh, we were just looking and stuff, Then get lost. You really don't know who you're talking to, do you? Asked Big Knife. An egotistical little shit. Yeah, I know exactly who I'm talking to, said Luffy. That little... You're gonna regret... I regret what? What am I gonna regret exactly? Luffy explodes with Haki, blowing them all to the floor as he shows anger his crew had never seen him show before now. This is unprecedented for Luffy, who usually jokes about everything and even takes little jabs with basically nothing to retort with. What did you do to us? Luffy, without answering, turns with his luxurious clothes shining and being replaced with the jacket and jeans. Let's go, this place is pissing me off. His crew follows him, and when they are out, Nami asked if he was okay, and he breathes out. Just bad memories, don't worry about it. Let's go actually do what we're here for. To divert from making him think about the moment, they just go and enter a bar full of rowdy, dangerous people, which gets Luffy to his usual self. He sits down and asks the bartender, hey old man, can I ask you something? Sure, and I ain't that old, Ever heard of the name Mont Blanc Cricket? Cricket, thought Zoro. Oh, you mean that guy? Man, this pie tastes good. As he's interrupted, the man beside Luffy shouts with ecstasy that his meal is just so amazing. But Luffy doesn't even mind, simply egging on the old man. And of course, the old man is about to answer, as it's not really that big of a deal. But once again, he's cut off as someone barges in. Everyone turns quiet. What's wrong, old man? Asks Luffy. He then looks back to see Bellamy, who with a smile says, you the one who messed with my crew? Wait, that guy attacked the Bellamy pirates? Is he stupid? Oh, that guy? Sorry, I just got a bit worked up. You know how it is. So you're worth 50 million, huh? You're almost as dangerous as me. Oh, this guy's dying to brag to Luffy about money, thought Nami. Man, we're definitely in trouble. And she was right, as Big Knife came in right behind him with the rest of the Bellamy pirates, who take a seat using some people as even footstools and capitalizing on their presence and the presence of their own captain. Bellamy, as he makes his way forward, would then put his arm around Luffy, saying that the bartender can give him the best drinks he wants on, well, of course, his own honor as the biggest guy around here. And Luffy says, nah, I'm good. Anyway, old man, wear it. You making fun of me? Coming down with a strike of his palm, Bellamy out of nowhere attacks Luffy, who notices the Straw Hat Pirate's glare turns sharp when from outside an explosion, a shockwave releases, making many people run to the door and being left completely shocked to find Bellamy now holding his broken hand in pain, squirming. But Bellamy, stop playing around, said Big Knife. Let's just leave, said Nami. We're not gonna find anything about Sky Island here. Wait, what did she say? Sky Island? You fucking vermin living on stupid dreams. You can't be pirates, said Bellamy. He launches through the roof with his spring fruit as he shouts for him and Luffy to take this outside. And Luffy at this point is just done with all of this, realizing that coming here was a bad idea. Yeah, we're leaving. These people have no sense of imagination. Seriously. As they make their way forward, everyone moves out of the way until they exit, and Bellamy sees them shouting for Luffy as he springs towards him, bouncing past them at incredible speed, almost hitting Nami, who Zoro moves aside. Now everyone's attention is on them. Why don't you fight back, Straw Hat? Sky Islands, are you serious? You're probably the same type who thinks that the One Piece is still real. Upon hearing Luffy believe in the Sky Island, everyone began to laugh, asking Bellamy to kick his ass, and this truly fulfilled and uplifted the Spring man's ego, thinking that if he surprises Luffy, his Devil Fruit won't activate in time and he will be completely fine and destroy him. He blitzes Luffy with incredible speed, aiming to headbutt him, and Luffy pulls back his fist, and when close enough, he whams Bellamy with such strength, he tears through the wood below his feet, releasing a shockwave as well, and bringing everyone to silence. Luffy takes his hand off Bellamy, and it was not bloodied as he breathes in. Dreams never die, you idiot, not while I'm still around. Big Knife, all the Bellamy pirates now see the reality. Just then, as if by coincidence, a poster would hit one of their faces, and they're about to grab it off and throw it away when, with shock, they shout, 200 million! He has a 200 million bounty! What? Give me that! As Big Knife takes the poster and looks at it, people already running away in complete fear, and now that fear has reached Big Knife. But to Luffy, Bellamy was nothing more than, well, an annoying fly, which left him unhappy now that he had crushed it. Honestly, because he was not worth crushing at all. He was just a pest. Well, I do feel a little bit better. Yeah, let's go back to the ship, said Nami. She would begin to push him, saying that he really needs to calm down, and so they return. They go to Cricket's home, who attacks them but passes out as he actually suffers from the bends, a condition that affects people who dive way too much, and especially when they go too deep into the sea. Sticking their heads through the door at this point, however, Masura and Shoujo take the attention of everyone. What are you doing here? You guys trying to mess with us? Huh? No, we're just healing the Diamond Head guy, said Luffy. Being the simpletons they are, they believe him instantly, and a panicked Chopper then takes notice of Cricket waking up, bringing attention to it as Masura then asks, Are you okay, brother? Yeah, I'm fine. You took care of me. Oh, that's all thanks to my doctor. As he points to Chopper, Cricket thanks him, which sends him into an embarrassed panic of deflecting these compliments. Sorry I attacked you. I thought you wanted my treasure. Nope, just trying to go to Sky Island. You actually believe that story? Barely holding back her anger, Nami is about to whack him, with Usopp barely holding her back, when Luffy then crosses his arms. Hell yeah, I believe that story. Can you tell me you actually don't? I do. Then what the hell were you laughing for? Because the last man who proudly said such a thing was outed as a liar. Mont Blanc Noland, my ancestor. He discovered the island and was touted as a liar, as well as many of his descendants. He tells the story of Noland as all those who have come from his bloodline tried to find the city of gold in every generation, and they can't find it. It's to no avail. Well, there's no need to worry about reaching the Sky Island, Sir Robin. Our captain has a massive aircraft. You mean a blimp? Asked Masura. That's not going to be enough. Moments later, however, he and his brothers look up at Vimana, the aircraft the Straw Hats would board, with Sanji giving Robin and Nami a hand respectively to get on. Is it me, or does this thing just get bigger the more people we get? Asked Zoro. I don't know how it works either, but it's super convenient, right? So, where is the Sky Island, Diamond Head? I can't believe something like this advanced really exists. You're lucky I like you, bruh. Sure, I'll help you out. And so they went on and found a Southbird, and then with its help found a general area to rise into the air. The two ape brothers on each of their ships watched them slowly take to the clouds, with Usopp looking to the sea, sweating profusely just when he's tapped on the shoulder and freaks out, turning and asking not to be pushed, and everyone just starts laughing. Relax, Usopp, this ship has a shielding function. Besides, I'll never let you fall off. I mean, it's not going to be exactly easier if you make it so easy to make fun of you either. Right. God, we're so high. As they reach the clouds and begin to pass through them, however, they are forced to keep swallowing to keep the altitude from deafening them, and their ears hurt a bit, but the air begins to become sparse until they go to the top. Whoa, it was real, said Luffy. We gotta show them. From his gate then falls a transponder, as Chopper asks how they can reach Cricket from up here, and Luffy says this transponder is special. Target Mont Blanc Cricket. As he sits watching the seas, the old man sees a hologram fracture into being, this of being Luffy, who then stands before him, and he's confused. Kid? How are you here right now? I'm not. Look at it, Diamond Head. As he raises his arms, we do a slight spin, and a wave of electromagnetic energy spreads as if erasing everything around Diamond Head, showing him a new world. He sees clouds, nothing but clouds, and with every step he takes, he feels fluffy, and it's as if he's walking into an actual new world. What is this, kid? On the other side, the Straw Hats feel just as bizarre, seeing a hologram of Cricket walking onto the air and advancing with them, and just then they see a giant pillar made of clouds. I can't even imagine how he must be feeling right now, said Nami. Tears stream down the eye of the old man, who wipes them, turning to face the Straw Hats. What the hell, kid? What? You don't like my gift? I'm looking forward to the stories. Seriously, thank you. The holographic connection then slowly disappears, leaving Cricket alone in his home, and a floating device before him then fades to dust. He realizes how big this is. Whatever Luffy does, that man will send ripples throughout the world. He no longer considers Luffy a kid anymore, brat, or someone crazy enough to try such a thing, because he has done it. He's a man worth betting on now. So, the Straw Hats meanwhile inspect their area, have fun, and much more of Usopp's anxiety comes in, but then he eventually just kind of gives in and does what he does in the original. He dives into the clouds, almost falling back to the sea to prove his bravery. Luckily, Luffy caught him. However, from afar they see another ship. Oh, it looks kind of ruined, said Chopper. Usopp would tweak his binoculars and look a little closer just when he shouts that someone is coming their way. Gliding on clouds, a marked warrior and masked as well approaches Vimana, and when close enough leaps for it, cocking back his arm and spear. They do not budge, however. His speed is impressive, but a chain of Enkidu wraps around his weapon, while other ones would back him away and just smack him across the entire cloud formations, and his spear is then tossed aside. Maybe I was a little bit too harsh, said Luffy. Nah, he was crazy. That's what he gets for messing with the Straw Hats, said Usopp. Don't get all happy because you have a bounty, damn it, said Sanji. You jealous? By the way, I would refrain from fighting at all until a few hours later. The altitude here has already made it hard to breathe as is, said Robin. I didn't even consider that, said Nami. I mean, no one knows us, and there's probably a different currency. A whole society probably exists here if the Sky Island is really that deep. As she panics, however, Zoro readies his blade and looks to the sky along with everyone when they see the Sky Knight arrive on his bizarre steed, striking a pose. Travelers, are you hurt? That is not what I expected, said Usopp. Who are you? The crew would then be introduced to the Sky Knight, and while Luffy brings out Mary, everyone from the crew needs to be present for such a moment because it feels so good to be back home. Vimana is nice and all, but the Mary is truly their home. Luffy sits on Mary's head like usual, and the knight would offer some help for a few X-Toes, but the crew says that they're good. Don't worry about us, old man. Already getting used to it, right guys? It's nothing much, says Sanji. Yeah, it's kind of fine. See? You know bluffing isn't going to help you out here. However, already ignoring him, Luffy is now bouncing on a cloud elsewhere, saying that he's not sinking through, catching the attention of everyone as the elder sees that he's just talking to himself at this point. Getting back on his trusty steed, he flies off, wishing them good luck. This place is different from the Blue Sea. We have rules, so watch yourself. As he bounces off into the cloud, Luffy then rises with this momentum and comes to stay afloat, getting right in the face of the trusty steed, and says, like I said, we're fine. Thanks for worrying though. You're really nice. A god? please, Luffy, said Zoro. I guess there are a few things different from our world after all, said Usopp. I mean, Luffy? Yeah, right. Luffy himself begins to laugh as he spins backwards and just is flying, and the man sighs, smiling as he wishes them good luck and leaves. I like that, old man, said Luffy. Hey, I think we finally reached it, guys. They stop messing around and look forward. Behind this massive pillar they had been approaching this entire time, they see another infrastructure, and they see an old woman waiting there, who Luffy flies to, startling her. A god? Why does everyone keep saying that, thought Luffy. As the Merry approached closer and closer, Nami asked how they could get to the actual Sky Island, and she then snaps a picture of them saying, if you wish to get to the upper stratum, you'll have to pay 1 billion X-tolls per person. Billion? Said Zoro. The hell? Oh, okay, said Luffy. The woman is obviously suspicious of them, but then a massive gate opens behind the boy, launching towards her 7 massive sacks that resonate the sound of gold as they thud to the floor before the gate closes, and everyone is left shocked. You have this apparent currency? Asked Robin. Didn't know if I did or not, I kinda just guessed. The woman would then check on one bag and be shocked to see X-tolls, their exact currency, and she looks back at Luffy as if he were an apparition, something that couldn't exist. Meanwhile, Luffy flies back to the Merry, landing on her head. We're good now, right? Alright guys, let's go. To his hand then follows his stone tablet as he tells them to hang on, and they quickly do so as he raises his arms, and with a smile, he releases a massive gust of wind that takes a shape below Merry, catapulting them even higher to the skies as they all scream in agony. What the hell, Luffy? We could have just listened to her instructions or something. What's wrong with you? Screw that, it's not fun. Come on. Where's your sense of adventure? Damn it! The lady watches them rise, completely dumbfounded, not knowing what to do, but Eneru saw all of this with his mantra, and in his palace, his eyes light up. You have no idea how much of a service you've done to me, little man. Maybe I should invite him. The Straw Hats, meanwhile, still screaming, burst through another layer of cloud and erupt into a sea of clouds, and before them was this city, and a shore, a beach. We made it! The actual island! Merry would slam down and they all catch their breath while Luffy flies out, reaching the beach and yelling, "Land ho!" How do you get used to this? Asked Robin. Oh, we don't, says Sanji. That's just how he is. I swear I'm gonna whack him. Luffy then releases a chain, pulling in Merry closer and closer until everyone gets off, and the first thing Nami does is damn near strangle Luffy, who just keeps laughing, not even feeling it. Sorry about that. Oh, a fox. That's not gonna work. No, really, look. When she does look, she truly sees a snow white fox making its way towards them, with Nami letting go as Luffy perches down and pets it. I like this place already. Chopper finds seats made of clouds beside Robin. They relax under a big umbrella. Usopp finds a bizarre fruit he keeps trying to open forcefully, but it's just way too tough. Sanji, meanwhile, will be giving a drink to Robin and obviously some juice for Chopper. And like usual, he's just giving out stuff, you know, courtesy of his treasure, which has been gifted to him by Luffy. This is when he and everyone start to hear this beautiful melody, and the cook is the first to notice the angel making his way towards her and her towards them. Luffy, I swear I see this in my dreams. Please pinch me, just to make sure. Coming over, Luffy does so, and Sanji shows a wide smile, shouting to the skies that he has witnessed an angel's arrival in the heavens. Dumbass. What'd you say? The fox would then run to the angel, who says hello to everyone. My name is Connie. This is Sue. Welcome to Skypiea. So that's what it's called, said Robin. What adventures will they have on Skypiea? How will the Straw Hats grow? Find out in the next part of One Piece. Like usual, hope you enjoyed. Peace. I'm gone.
Yeah, you better listen. I'm bringing heat. You'll be a fan when I start rapping the way I'll have your fucking head spinning. I'm known as spit vicious. Release bombs and go tick tick. Boom, you blow me that head missing. I'm a phenomenon. Stacking cheese like it's Parmesan. 8 different flows, call me Octomom. I'm moving fast like the Autobahn. And I'm independent, so I'm not your fucking starving like it's Ramadan.